I really want to wear glasses today, but unfortunately, wait, what did I just? Welcome. I think this is like the 23rd episode, so it's been quite a while. Is being selfish really that bad? I don't know. Is it? You tell me. I'm just kidding. I'm here to tell you. The last episode we talked about how to stop making your life more depressing. There's an element to that we ourselves have to change about how we are thinking about ourselves and how much we value ourselves. And it's thinking about yourself more than you think about other people. So let me start off with this. A lot of people, like myself, are and used to be or will be for a while big people pleasers. When I used to be a people pleaser, there's a part of me that still kind of is like, there's a small part of me that's like, oh, I don't want them to hate me, so let me just do it for them so we can get past this and nothing will end badly. But then there's another part of me that sometimes I look at people who are people pleasers, I'm just like, you really need to start sticking up for yourself because this is embarrassing. And I feel like if I had seen myself do the things that I did in the past, I would say the same thing to myself. So I'm not judging anybody per se, but slowly getting into the place where it's embarrassing for me to be a people pleaser because why are you not taking care of yourself? But the biggest thing to remember that makes it kind of easy to step out of the pool of being a people pleaser and always thinking about what everybody else is thinking about you is realizing that you are the biggest investment for yourself. How much ever you put into yourself and take care of yourself will never match up to how much you take care of other people and what that will reap for you in the future. Because let's be real, nobody really gives a shit about you. Nobody cares, okay? You can do something nice to them and they will forget it. It's not like they're gonna remember oh, she did that one thing that was really nice for me and now I have to do something. No, that's not how it works. Not everybody is like that. People who manipulate people pleasers, they don't think like that. They only think about themselves, and they're the disastrous kind of selfish, which is not what I'm trying to make you be. Being selfish in this sense doesn't mean neglecting others for your benefit. It's kind of like I'm talking about the healthy balance between caring for others and caring for yourself. In my sense, being selfish means being able to say no to hanging out if you don't want to. Being able to say no to going out because you have work to do and you know that you need that time to do it and get it done. Being able to say no when a person asks you to do things for them because you don't want to do it or you have something else that is much more worth your time. If somebody were to tell me when I was a people pleaser that I am a people pleaser and that I should stop, I would kind of look them dead in the eye and be like, that it's not that easy, especially when you're at the peak or you are becoming one. It's hard to realize it until it's becoming to a point where you're neglecting yourself. So we're going to talk about how to get rid of this. But to get rid of it, you need to realize why you are even a people pleaser in the first place. Low self-esteem, fear of rejection, a desire of external validation. Stop being afraid of people disliking you for taking care of yourself. And I came up with this line, so listen, bring out your listening ear and listen to this. Take it as a sign from the universe that these people aren't your friends when you start caring for yourself instead of them. They're not your friends. People who start getting annoyed and pissed off that you are starting to take more care of yourself and pay attention to what's going on in your life instead of, caring for their every need or helping them with every single problem that they're going through, they're not friends. They're using you. But that doesn't mean you stop caring for your friends. It means stop caring for your friends or just anybody around you at the expense of yourself because it's not worth it. You are gonna reap a much bigger benefit from caring to yourself than caring about somebody else. And that is the kind of selfish that I'm talking about. When you come to a decision in your life, you should always ask, what is this gonna do for me? How is this gonna help me in the future? And is it really worth my time? Am I gonna look back in a couple days and be like, oh damn, I really shouldn't have done that? I'm saying that now and I still do these things. I still waste time on things that I probably shouldn't be doing. I do it a lot less often than I used to because now I'm aware of it and I get a lot more things done at the right time, but it again is hard to get rid of that habit. You should at least know how to so that you can start to get rid of it. Now, here's how you stop doing that. How do you stop being a people pleaser and how do you start taking more care of yourself and valuing the things that are happening in your life more than other people? Number one, recognize your own goals and your own choices that you want to make in your life. Make it clear to yourself who you are and what you want to do. Number two, establish boundaries that allow you to make choices that you want and reach the goals that you have set for yourself. Or asking yourself, like I said before, at every decision that you make, if you want to do it and if it is worth your time. If it's not, then don't do it. And I'm not just saying this as oh, I don't want to, I'm gonna not go hang out with my friends even though I really want to because I have homework to do. I'm not telling you to not hang out with your friends. I'm telling you to find the healthy balance. I'm not telling you to stop calling your friends or stop picking up the phone when they call you because they really need help. No, I'm telling you, you need to find the healthy balance. So when I talk about is it worth your time and the things that you're doing during that time, I'm talking about growth towards your goals, happiness, hobbies. Hobbies is also very important. Are you a writer? Do you write stories? Are you more artistic? Do you paint? Do you want to spend more time doing that? And you really have to value, like, okay, am I gonna go watch a movie with my friend, or am I gonna continue writing the story that I was writing because it's really interesting and you love working on it? If that's what you want to do, then do it. Value that over something that can always happen again. The third thing is very important. Get comfortable with getting uncomfortable. The best thing that you can do for yourself is stop being afraid of stepping outside your boundaries, because if you don't do that, you're never going to make progress. Experimenting with different things is so important, because then you actually find out who you want to be and the choices that you want to make and the goals that you want to set for yourself, which goes back to step number one. You have to be so clear in the vision of yourself that you always know what you want. Well, you don't always have to know what you want. You can be in the process of figuring it out, but you need to make time to do that. So you can't always be wasting your time doing things that you're going to regret doing in the future. The second thing that goes along with that, stop apologizing to yourself for focusing on yourself and what you want. Is it going to feel lonely? Yes, it is going to feel lonely, because there is going to be a transition period where you have to distance yourself from a lot of things to be able to figure out who you are, what you want, or what people call finding themselves. It's not really that deep. It is important to realize who you are and what you want, and for that you can't always be surrounded by noise and things that can be done at a later time. You are going to gain so much happiness from doing the things you love and looking back and seeing yourself progress through a lot of hard times and doing things by yourself. But at the end of the day, you know that once you achieve that goal, you are going to be so proud of yourself for getting through all of that. You're gonna wake up every day telling yourself that whatever you face that day, you will be fine, because you will. This entire process starts with the confidence of telling yourself, whatever happens, whoever I lose, whatever major shifts happen in my life, I am going to stand my ground and always look toward what I want to do, and everything will be fine and I will figure it out. Let's keep this in mind. But one thing I do want to make clear, it is very natural and very normal to be growing apart from friends and just kind of like, you guys are mature. Sometimes, like, what happens is people grow apart, and it's very natural, and it's a part of growing up. Sometimes you feel like not hanging out with the same people that you've been hanging out for years. You don't have to. You can make it clear, like, I'm not really feeling it right now and I have some other work that I need to do. Are you working? Pick up a couple of shifts at your job if that's what really makes you happy. I have a friend and she works quite a lot in a week. I think probably around 20 hours. She's a junior like me. She was telling me one day, like, you know, I have picked up so many shifts at work. Like, I love being at work and I love what I do. Even though to some people it might seem so insignificant, I love what I do and I make good money. It brings me happiness to be there and do my job. That is an example of, like, she really cut down on the things that she didn't want to do, and she started picking up more shifts because that's what made her happy, and she really loved the idea of being able to do something that she liked and also make money off of it. She cut out a lot of nonsense things in her life that she was doing, that she was like, I don't really want to do these things anymore and it's a waste of my time. It is like, it was important to her to make time for that. So that is an example of, like, being selfish in the sense of, like, you do what you want to, but also it's not always your short-term pleasure. You have to think about your long-term goals as well. What I mean by this is, right now you might not want to work as hard in school, or you might not want to work as hard in your extracurriculars or your hobbies or whatever, right? But you know, if you do, it's going to grow into a really beautiful career or a really beautiful hobby that you are going to be so proud of yourself when it's done. Don't ever be selfish to the point where you are neglecting other people in your life to make yourself happy. And never do it on purpose. Never do it because you think it's the right thing to do, because it's not. You can always find a healthy balance between caring for others and caring for yourself. You should always be caring for yourself more than others, because you're the most important person to yourself. It's not your job to be taking care of other people. It's their life. They can do that themselves. Everybody can be selfish in the same way and equally take care of the people around them, the people that they love, and take care of themselves at the same time. So please don't get me wrong when I say that you need to be selfish. This is my new mic now. I think that a lot of people can benefit from it, especially people pleasers and people that are like me or are like how I used to be. Am I still like this? Yes. It is hard as a teenager to be judging what I do want, what I don't want, what is worth my time, time, what is not worth my time. So it's hard, but you'll figure it out. High school and college and university are not the end of your life. So please take everything that I say with half a grain of salt, because I'm not a master. And honestly, it's not that deep. Like, I'm gonna be so real. There is always another solution for you. There is always another path that you can take if you don't like the one that you're on right now. All you have to do is trust yourself, trust in whatever, if you're religious, you know, the figure that you trust in, or if you're not religious, the universe, because I strongly believe that there is some other kind of force at play. I'm not religious myself, but like, that is something that I am dealing with and thinking about and trying to figure out myself. And that is part of the path that I'm going down, of like, I'm trying to make it clear to myself who I am and what I believe. I do believe that if you trust, just have hope in yourself that everything is gonna be fine. Whatever it is, you will walk out of it with an iron fist and you will be okay. Keep this in mind. Have a good day, have a good night, depending on when you're listening to this. I am off to film next week's episode right now because I procrastinated and I'm off my schedule. I will see you guys next week. Bye.